Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm Crafter Sabaa and in this video I'm going to take you to create perfect scrapbook base right from the scratch. We will be using 1200 GSM of Chipboard Sheet in this video, and these are the sizes which you require for cover page, back page and spine making. Now let's have a look about the fabric. This type of fabric you can easily get from the nearby upholstery shop. The one I am using in the video is the Suede Fabric. Now instead of paper, we are going to use this fabric to bind our album, and I am using 15 by 9 inches of the size to cover this entire album base. Now this Suede Fabric has a very good stretchability. Because of that, it makes it perfect to wrap around the album and also get a very good finishing. Now as you can see in this video, this right side should be go downwards and the reverse side of the fabric should face towards me. Now first I'll align all these pieces, the cover page, spine and the back page. Here is a quick tip which I always do for most of my album base making. So I take two pieces of chipboard, and the thickness of this two chipboards would be the gap between my cover page, spine and the back page. For my fabric binding, I usually prefer to use clear and non-staining adhesive which is from Fevicol. Don't worry, I'll be sharing the link in the description box below. So whenever I apply the adhesive to the chipboard, I make sure that I spread the glue with the finger so that the lumps of the glue doesn't soak into my fabric. Because if that happens, we will get this stain on the fabric and we don't want that. So now here I am giving the round edges to my album base because the album which I am planning to make, I wanted to give it a look something like this. So yes, in this video I am telling you to prepare the base making, but in my upcoming video, which will be the continuation of this video, I'll be sharing how you can use the exact same base with this measurement to create a very beautiful and mesmerizing album. Now once we add all the chipboard sheets to the fabric, we will keep it to dry for at least few minutes and then we can start wrapping the fabric to the edges. In this entire fabric binding process, the one thing which you need to keep in mind is you should not get any glue mark on the fabric, because if that happens, we just cannot remove that. Now here I am just cutting the extra corners of the fabric so that it gets easy for us to wrap around the fabric on the curved edges. So simply I am going to apply the adhesive and then I will start wrapping my fabric. Because it is the corner which we are right now covering, for that you need to stretch your fabric a bit and then you wrap it to the corners. Now once you're done with all the four corners, you need to start wrapping the sides. As I said, the Suede fabric has good stretchability. Because of that, covering the edges gets really easy for you, because all you need to do is just stretch your fabric a bit and then wrap around the edges of your album base. Now here I'm not saying that cotton fabric is not good for fabric binding. Of course it is also a very good fabric to do the binding, but also you need to keep in mind that you have to give some extra cuts when you use cotton to do the binding of your album base. But when you use suede or any of the stretchable material for the binding, it gets really easy to give the proper finishing to the edges. Now while talking to you, I sticked all the four sides of this fabric and now I'll just cut out the extra. To make this album corners very smooth, I usually chop out all the bulges of this fabric. And this way you are going to get very smooth edges and the corner of your fabric binded base. Now to cover the inside part of my album, I am using 230 GSM of cardstock. This piece we cut out to cover the spine, and these are the pages which we are going to attach to the base. I will start the process by pasting this cardstock first on the spine area. So spine is basically the center part of this album, and I'll make sure that I'm sticking it exactly at the center of this so that only the spine would be covered and also some part of the cardstock will be attached to the back page and the cover page. And now once that is done, it's time to prepare the pages. For pages, I need to give a fold. For that, I am scoring at 3 by 8 of an inch all the pages in lengthwise. Because I wanted to give a curved edges to my album, hence I am giving some curve to the pages as well. And once that is done, I am going to start folding all the pages from the scored lines. Now these dotted lines are just for your guidance. It is the area from where we fold the cover page or the back page. So we need to work only at the center part. So we are going to give a marking on 0.5 inches, 1 inches and 1.5 inches. And now I am going to draw a straight line. So basically I have marked the points to top side and the bottom side. In that case, I would able to get the straight line for adding my pages. And now these drawn lines will be my guidance to paste all my pages. If you follow this method, this is definitely going to help you in align your pages while sticking it. Because as a crafter, we all know that how stressful it is if your pages are not aligned, and then you have to remove all your pages and you have to stick it again. So this is not only going to save your time, but also it help you to give a perfect finishing to your album base. Once I attach all my pages, I'll make sure that I score all my pages from both the sides, and this way it will stick properly and there will be no space for the air in between. Because I have a planned project to make, hence I have added 3 pages here. But if you want, you can add more pages and you need to decrease the gap between each pages. For example, we have given half inches of space between all the pages, but if you decrease it more, you can add more pages inside it. Now the cardstock which we are going to add on this chipboard would be little bigger than the pages which we have made. The measurements are mentioned on the screen. Now adding the ribbon or the laces to your album cover page is totally optional thing to do, but I prefer to do it for my upcoming album. Now I am going to find the center of this chipboard, and this would be the area where I will stick my ribbon. And once that is done, I'm just going to take a piece of paper and I will stick it at the edge of this ribbon. This is going to make it extra secure. You can also use masking tape here. And here I'm using the clear adhesive again because this part of the cardstock is going to stick with the fabric. And as I said, I don't want any glue mark to be visible on my fabric binding. Hence, whatever the part is attaching directly with the fabric, I am going to use the clear adhesive. Also, to the rest of the part, you can feel free to use any glue you have in hand. And once it will dry, here is a perfect fabric binded album base to create your wonderful project. As I said, I'll be teaching you to create a very beautiful album using the exactly same base with the same measurement. So stay tuned for my upcoming video because there we are going to take this simple base into an extraordinary, beautiful, mesmerizing album. Now that's it for the day, my friends. I hope you really liked this video and it was helpful for you. I hope you learned some new technique or maybe some tips or tricks which might be helpful for your next upcoming project. So let me know in the comment box that how you like the video, and also if you have some suggestions or if you want to learn something else, do let me know in the comment below because that is the only space from where we can communicate. I would be happy to meet you in my upcoming video. Till then, bye, take care and happy crafting.